Hey there, friends and fellow crafters, it's LeeAnn, and I am here with a project from Scrappy Tails. So I'm going to be using the A2 Forest Tree cover plate and the Fairy Silhouettes dies, the layering stencil set, and the Fairy Sentiments with dies. So I am only using 2 panels of the layering stencil set, and I did use a circle die that I had in my stash and cut out a piece of masking paper. I am putting that where I wanted it, and then I'm bringing in Distress inks. Starting out with Blueprint Sketch, I am just putting that there just to get some ink on the paper. And then I'm going to bring in my Faded Jeans. Decided to use my Distress inks. I haven't used them in a while, and I wanted that smoother, darker finish, not the chalky finish. So that's why I use these. And then this is Stormy Sky. And then what I will do is, after I get this done, I will go back with the Faded Jeans, and then I'll bring in that Blueprint Sketch for the final. And these inks actually do blend quite nicely. I'm very happy with it. So now I'm bringing in a bowl and some acrylic paint in white, adding some water with my Distress sprayer, inking up that toothbrush, and splattering it on. I wanted to give it a nighttime sky effect and just change things up a little. So now I'm going to remove that masking paper, and ooh, that's some stark white right there. So now I am going to dump everything on my desk. Sorry about that. And here we go with some tape runner so that my stencil stays put. Bring in the Scattered Straw Distress ink for the first layering of the stencil. And then I am going to change out the stencil for the second layer, again adding some tape runner. Put that stencil down, and now I'm using some Tattered Rose. I love these combinations for this moon. I think it made it so pretty. And there you go. So now I do have everything die cut. Most everything. You are going to see an oops in here. And so I am attaching this panel to my card base. Using my Barely Art glue, I am going to glue up that cover plate. This thing cut like butter. Totally like butter. So there we go. Put that down where I wanted it. And use my little ink block, stamp block, so that I can press it down. Now I'm getting my pieces together, looking for my MISTI. And I'm going to use my mini MISTI. Unfortunately, I am off screen a little bit. I really did try with this one. And so I realized that I wasn't very smart when I did my die cutting first. So now I've gone back and I'm stamping it up with Versafine, Clair, and Nocturne. Just that word magical. And then I'm going to put my paper there so that it's just centered exactly the right way. And then I can put the die cut in that I made. Well, I'm using the Versamark Dazzle. And my intentions were to heat emboss this. Except I had already decided earlier that I wasn't going this route. And so I've put I decided, okay, let's go with this. So I've got the embossing powder on there. This is a glitter embossing powder. And you'll see real quick why I decided not to go this route. And my heat tool just got a little bit too hot, and I burnt the one edge where the M is. So scrap that. Let me go back to the word magical that I had stamped in black. I'm getting the the panel out that was die cut so I could fit it over it to make sure it's centered. And put that die on there. Little bit of Scotch tape. I'm over off to the side running it through my Big Shot Vagabond. And there we go. Perfect cut. Pop the little pieces out that don't need to be there. And magical is taken care of. And now I bring my girls out. I have my 2 little fairies that I had stamped everything out of for their butterfly wings. I had also cut it out in silver glitter cardstock. And so I'm just layering them. I did put another panel of cardstock underneath the silver glitter so that the little bits and pieces wouldn't fall out when I die cut it. I just reinforced it, made it a bit thicker. So here I am. Now I have my silver glittered magical shadow. Put that together and put a block on there. So now I'm bringing my MISTI back in. I do have a couple of sentiment strips that I'm going to use to finish up my stamped sentiment. And then I'm going to bring my, here we go. Now you can see it. Put my sentiment strips there right where they need to go because I had already measured it. Ink it up, Versafine Clair in Nocturne. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. And now I'm going to cut off the edges just like they need to be. Whoop. There we go. A little bit of tape runner on this longer one because the strip is actually too wide. This is a trick I learned from Jennifer McGuire. Just add a little piece of cardstock so that you can fit it in your trimmer. So now my sentiment strips are the way they need to be. Getting my foam tape just to add some to the girls so that they are with their wings popped up a bit. And they're going to be sitting on that tree branch there in front of the moon. And then I'm going to add my sentiments. Now, everything is linked in the description box below. This is part of the new, all items I used are part of the new Scrappy Tails release. And have a crafty day. Enjoy.